doing laundry.
I'm doing my own laundry.
Mooching at every opportunity.
I'm an adult now.
So I was just telling Hunter that, because we just watched Shawshank, just for the viewers, but I was telling Hunter that season 1 of Prison Break is basically like Shawshank, but over the course of a season of television.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was watching this. It was like Prison Break drew a lot of inspiration from this. From this movie.
It's like this guy's like some guy watched Shawshank, like whoever made Prison Break is just like, you know what? Like they're just watching Shawshank. It's like, this would be a really good TV show. Cut like 10 years later, it's a TV show.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much to like the point where he does like almost all the same things as
that's almost a split. Not really.
Well, like he like befriends a group of people who he went to he helps out and they help him out. They like do special tasks for the prison and like like they have to build stuff for the prison.
They work on It's basically
right. Even the warden breaks him in on like a project
on like certain things, and that's part of the Prison Break as well.
The warden is one of the biggest obstacles in the. Well, it's the one guy. What's the there's like the head security officer.
Yeah.
There's an important character in both of them. It's kind of a scumbag.
He's kind of a scumbag. Yeah.
I really like Clancy Brown. He's
good.
It's cool to see him in a live action.
It's interesting to see him in live action because I'm used to him in all the animated stuff.
He's great though. He's great though.
But yeah, he was good.
Because it's definitely
it's the perfect role for him too. Like an angry guy.
Yeah.
Like he has the voice for it, so he can.
Yeah, he's a really good villain. Anything that he does.
Yeah, who would you cast for Lex Luthor? Like let's say you can't use Bryan Cranston for whatever reason. No. I know it's the perfect casting, but like it's too good though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like
the guy from Smallville is really good.
Yeah, he was
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
I heard he was a good Luthor, and they wanted to carry him over. So I mean, so like that, it's like the Eisenberg Luthor just doesn't do it. Like he just, he's supposed to have a presence, and he really doesn't. I mean, he's supposed to be like this, like towering like figure of like human power and like.
Well, it's like they tried to do another Joker.
That's
what it felt like. It's like, let's make this quirky and crazy villain that
Yeah, not really what Lex Luthor is.
Yeah, no, it's not.
He's actually
really
sane.
Yeah. Well, at least he's really good at pretending.
Guys, it's Lex Jr.
He can appear as sane at least.
It's the hippie young Lex Jr. Don't you know? He rides motorcycles. How about that?
Okay. So there's this thing in film, in film school, and when you're like learn about writing, how you're supposed to know your whole character's backstory, and you're supposed to invent like the world of the film and everything, and you should like have an idea of what happened in that character, like their whole life up to what happens in the film.
Right. I did that for a character in drama once.
Yeah.
It was probably the most fun I had with a character.
And like, it feels a lot of the DC universe, like the DC EU, it feels like they're just doing that, and like, and they're so proud of all that work that they put in that like they're forgetting they just need to tell a good story in the actual movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh yeah, and look at the Robin suit, and maybe Harley Quinn was involved with killing one of the Robins, and that's why Batman is so sad and kills people. It's like, but we don't know about it. We don't see any of that in the actual movie. We just see the Robin suit, and Batman looks sad, and then he kills people, and none of those things are connected.
Yeah.
It feels like they're forgetting, like they have like, this thing is a hint at this thing and blah blah blah, but like we don't see any of that in the movies, so it doesn't matter. Like it feels like
the movie doesn't stand well on its own.
Like they're like, it's Lex Luthor Jr., but
no,
because it's all about setting up future movies.
Yeah,
that's what the whole movie is. Which is a big flaw. It's a really big problem.
No, you gotta remember to tell a story.
Yeah, just tell a story.
It seems stupid, but like, what's Batman v Superman about? It's like, well, So there's these guys in the desert, and then Lois Lane takes a bullet to, and then oh, they're bad. Okay, and then
Luthor feeds a guy some Jolly Ranchers,
and then he sits in a pool of rose petals, and then also there's this guy who kills people. Also, there's this other guy who kills people. Actually, everyone just kills people.
Even Superman.
Even Superman. And then
I think it was in.
And he's dead now. Okay, that's the.
I think there was it was the How It Should Have Ended or something.
Yeah.
Where Batman's like, "Oh, your love is with Lois is stupid," and then Superman's like, "Hey, I flooded a bathtub with her. Our love was pure."
Yeah.
Our love is true. Or something.
Yeah, it was really funny. Oh, well, that was the How It Should Have Ended. That was the one for I think there was the one where they're talking about like the new trailers and stuff.
Yeah. There was one really good one where they were just talking about the Star Wars, the Episode 8 trailer, and the recent Justice League trailer.
Yeah.
Superman's like, I didn't like this trailer because I wasn't in it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, does that mean the Star Wars trailer is bad because you're not in that? And he's like, oh, shut up.
So, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, we were there.
The greatest movie of all time.
Well, it's the highest on IMDb.
Highest ranked on IMDb.
I don't know if it's the greatest movie of all time. I feel like that's such a
I
don't like that statement though.
Greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, because each movies work in different contexts, right?
Well, yeah.
Because think about this, Requiem for a Dream is a movie that fucks you up for days, and it's perfect in that sense.
Yeah, but
it could be potentially but I wouldn't but it's is it the greatest movie of all time?
Right.
Well, it's perfect in that context when you take
but it's really good at what it's
and then you take a look at Alien, and it's this suspenseful horror movie basically, right? And it's really good at doing that, right?
Yeah.
And so it's hard to say when there's so many different really well executed concepts in film, it's so hard to say one is better than all of them.
Right. Yeah, what would you rather watch? What's a better movie, Requiem for a Dream or Guardians of the Galaxy? Well, I'd rather watch Guardians of the Galaxy because it's more fun.
But Requiem for the Dream made me want to vomit after.
It's so it's how do you even compare?
Right.
How do you even judge what is the best movie?
Have you seen Requiem for a Dream?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well,
it's completely subjective.
Yeah.
What the greatest movie of all time is.
Watch it once and then never again.
So to say that one movie is greater than all the rest is sort of... But it's just an IMDb ranking. It doesn't...
it doesn't really matter.
Because it's just an average of all the people
I try not to let those influence my opinion.
So just enough people have ranked it 10 out of 10 that it has a 10, that has a 9.
I think with some movies like Requiem for, I'm sure that some people didn't like it.
No, but it's
because of the subject matter.
No, but it's rated 8.4 on IMDb.
Yeah,
because it's really well done.
Right, but Shawshank, it seems like everyone likes it.
Yeah,
no matter who you are.
Yeah, because
so maybe it's more
because it's widely. The thing with Shawshank is that it never. I thought because it's a prison movie, and they almost went to a couple really dark places. There's a couple scenes where a guy almost gets raped but doesn't, and then there's a couple scenes and there's some blood and stuff, and there's 2 suicides. But it never goes super over the top. I really don't want to look at the screen right now. So the fact is that it does play to a mainstream audience.
Yeah, I think you got a good point there where it is a really well done, really strong movie, but there's nothing that's too extreme for regular audience.
It also doesn't have too much profanity.
It has some.
It has some, but it's never it's not Scorsese levels though.
No.
It's never.
But it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of. It's kind of in that sweet spot where average moviegoers can enjoy it, and also film critics can enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's probably because IMDb is a site made up of critics and regular film goers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
that's probably
why it's number one, is because
everyone that's seen it isn't gonna dispute that it's a bad movie.
No,
like no one's and that's I think that's one of the
But the thing with film, and it's completely like, although there is things on like technical aspects of it, but because opinions are completely subjective. That's the definition of subjective and opinion. You're gonna get someone who doesn't like it, right?
Yeah, but I just mean I think
that's much rarer.
I think it's there's less people that
dislike the movie, which is why I think it's so highly rated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like with something like The Godfather, like I fell asleep the first time I watched it.
So the thing is that maybe a lot of average, and slower. So a lot of average
people wouldn't like it necessarily, even though it's a really good movie.
So I feel like a mainstream audience probably hasn't seen The Godfather.
Yeah,
it's generally filmed, so maybe most of those ratings are coming from critics.
Yeah, or more people that really like movies.
Yeah. I really like one particular scene in it, and I should probably watch it again because it's like there's a lot there, and there's enough content to feel like a mini series. Like it's pretty
in The Godfather.
In the first one,
it's
a 3-hour film, right? So that's like 3 episodes of your precious Netflix shows. So,
and a lot happens in the movie.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that happens.
A lot of events,
and a lot of it isn't just told to you. You have to sort of
read into.
Yeah. So it's worth watching multiple times because of that.
Yeah, I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I'll get around to it.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. That just reminded me of American Beauty because apparently, because before I watched it, the film teacher that you had, he said that Chris Cooper's wife, if you watch the film carefully, she exhibits all the symptoms of battered wife syndrome.
Okay.
But they never explicitly say or tell you that she's being abused.
Yeah. Right.
So it's just really implied and stuff, and that just adds a lot to those two characters and to Wes Bentley's character.
Right.
And just kind of and like when he's saying goodbye to her and stuff, like she's just like almost like not even like she's in like a completely other space. Like it's really a movie.
Yeah, I really like American
Beauty. It makes me wonder why Skyfall wasn't.
People love Skyfall.
It's a very pretty movie. It looks really good.
It does look really nice,
but it's so complicated.
Did he direct Spectre as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when reviews were coming out, everyone's like, "This is better than Casino Royale."
That's false.
This is the best Daniel Craig Bond movie.
Skyfall is The Dark Knight Rises.
When I first saw it, I agreed. I thought it was
artsy, overblown.
I liked some of it
when it first came out, like in 2012.
Yeah, no,
when it came out, I thought it was great.
Did we see it in theaters? We probably saw it in theaters.
I didn't see it.
I did.
Okay,
I remember seeing it.
I remember seeing it like right after though.
Right.
No, but I thought that was fun. I like the ending. It's like the Home Alone.
I like the Home Alone.
But the more that you think about it,
the worse it gets.
Yeah, it has a lot of problems.
A lot of like.
Well, yeah. The weirdest thing for me is it starts out like, "Oh, I'm too old to be James Bond," and then at the end, it's like, "Now I'm James Bond."
Yeah.
Casino Royale is the only film.
Casino Royale was all
is the only film to do that correctly. I love that shot of him when it pans up to him holding the assault rifle, and he's like, "The name's Bond, James Bond."
And it's like, okay,
yeah, you did it.
He's James Bond.
Now he's James Bond.
Exactly. Oh, after he goes, oh my gosh, Casino Royale is so good because it's like after he goes through that whole like character progression, it's like now he's a psychopath. Now he's James Bond.
Right. Now he's a soulless.
Now he's soulless because they do every part of his art. Like it's like so that's it's like so good. Also, it's just a really good movie on its own, but like functions really well within the Bond continuity.
Yeah. It's Bond Begins.
It's Bond Man Begins. What does that make? Quantum of Solace. What's that one about?
I don't know.
You've seen
it's
that?
The Dark Knight Rises.
You've seen that one? You said that Skyfall was The Dark Knight Rises.
Well, I don't know. I forget Quantum of Solace completely.
Did you see the new
So
okay,
it's forgettable.
I think at one point
that's its biggest. That's its biggest problem.
Me and Danny saw it on an airplane. Like that's the only context in which it's such an airplane film.
It's definitely an airplane film.
Yeah,
I think he threw a guy in a dumpster at one part. That's really all I remember.
I remember there being motorcycles, and there was water. They're going over the water on the motorcycle.
It's really forgettable. It's not a memorable movie.
There's guns.
It's like what's another forgettable movie? I can't think of any.
Thor: The Dark World.
It's the Thor: The Dark World of James Bond. Yeah. You don't really remember much about it.
So the new. Did you see that? Have you seen the new? Either of you seen the new Cars 3 trailer?
No.
The new?
I have the new one. Because from what I've seen, because I'm like, I don't care. I'm just gonna watch this because I don't even care. I kind of want to know what this movie's about just a little bit.
Well, I feel like I already know what it's about.
Okay, no, they're doing the "You're Getting Old" Bond.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's what it's about. It's gonna be the Dark Knight Rises,
which is
the Cars
so weird
trilogy. It's super like it feels like it feels like a proper like sequel to Cars. Like if they had pretend Cars 2 doesn't exist for a second.
Yeah.
So Cars comes out like 2005, 6, something like that.
Around there.
Somewhere around there. Then like freaking 11, 12 years later, this movie comes out. That makes sense because enough time has passed that people may have forgotten about Cars. So of course, when it comes back, it's like you're getting old, Cars. Yes, you are. This is an old franchise.
Yeah.
Lightning will strike one last time.
Yeah. It's one last ride.
One last ride.
No, they just need to turn into a heist franchise. I mean,
that's what. Well, the second one was a spy movie.
Yeah, but that was dumb though.
With Mater.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. There was also they shouldn't have done that. They should have just done a heist franchise. Imagine if it's a heist movie and the climax is Mater and some other tow truck pulling a safe through a city. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, that would be good.
I'd watch that.
I mean,
you'd call it.
Actually, no, because in a cartoon, it's like, okay, that's fine. But in live action, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I guess. That is a good point.
It's so weird because Pixar's like, in my opinion, like the top end of animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Animation. Like they don't usually make bad movies. No. Like it's really rare.
What else is there? There's like Blue Sky, Illumination, and DreamWorks.
Right. And whenever they have made a half decent, not that great movie, they stop at just that one movie and then they move on to something else. But Cars,
then their movies consistently
Cars is
good.
They keep on making Cars movies, and that's because it makes money.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the highest. It's probably the most money.
It's probably the dark spot on Pixar. Like, I mean, because Pixar's pretty like squeaky clean, but then they're like, yeah, here's this okay franchise that we make a crap ton of money off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I hope it allows them to make better movies. What was the last one before that one? Was it Finding Dory?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
that one is alright.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's just completely like kind of like
I don't know if you guys watched pretty much it, but the guy from that said it was to Finding Nemo what Monsters University was to Monsters Inc.
Okay,
which I will agree to that. Where it's like, it's pretty good, but
I like Monsters University though better than Finding Dory.
Really?
Probably.
I'd say they're on par.
No, I started to think...
I don't really care.
Okay, no, but I'm thinking about what makes Finding Nemo so good, which is that, like, I was just like I don't know what it was that I remembered that I was thinking about Finding Nemo the one day, and I was just like, yo, like every character in Finding Nemo, like all the side characters and stuff, are so memorable and so great in all their scenes. Like there's Crush, there's the sharks, and like there's the Gill, the pelican, right? Like there's the Bubbles, there's like freaking random crab that wants what's his name? I totally forget his name. But anyways, every character even because there's all the main characters, right? Then there's all these side characters. All of them are so good and so memorable. And then in Finding Dory, it's like there was whales.
There's the octopus.
There's the octopus.
The
septopus.
That's one. That's one good character.
There's but one. Yeah, I don't even know if I don't even like him that much though. Like, what is like? What
He
was
had a heart or something.
What was his character like?
He was self-conscious. I don't remember what his character was. I
Exactly.
remember liking him
Yeah,
in the movie.
I thought it was fun.
To be fair, though, I've seen Finding Nemo like a million times.
Yeah.
So that's why I can quote you like any line from any of the characters.
but like they're like all instantly more interesting.
Finding Nemo is a movie that doesn't need any sequels whatsoever.
No,
It's fine.
true.
It's fine on its own.
Yeah.
It's amazing on its own.
Yeah,
It's one of the
Yeah.
best Pixar movies. I put it up there. But
Yeah, it's that one and Toy Story 1. Or like,
Yeah.
oh, and The Incredibles.
and
See, that's the problem.
No,
Yeah.
The Incredibles is really good.
It's like, I always think Finding Nemo and Toy Story 1 are probably like maybe my two favorite. And then I remember The Incredibles and I'm like, oh, but The Incredibles is a perfect film.
Yeah.
So like, because like those two I think are like the best. And then I'm like, oh, but Incredibles is flawless. How do you...
How do you even? It comes back to the best film, greatest film of all time. Right?
How do you categorize which one's better when one of them is flawless?
You just say these are. You just say this is top 3 Pixar.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you put like after that it's like basically all the other movies are really good.
Most of the other ones.
It's like Inside Out is fantastic.
Yeah,
like, it's
I think that's the best like recent Pixar movie.
I think that's one. It's like
in the last like 5 years at least. It feels like.
Yeah, and they could even do a sequel to it. Like if they keep the like.
Well, see, I don't know because
it's really good.
I don't want it to get worse.
No. But like, if they take that concept, but like, because at the end, right? It's like, what's poverty, right? You can expand on it and do like, imagine like, because that's like child drama, right? What if you do teenage drama? Like, how messed up is teenage angst gonna get? Like, in a like, like. How
that could be really
it could get like you could make like a really
if you actually like let's seriously look at teen angst instead of like
and like let's take a look at mental illness. Let's see you can make a really cool film about mental illness.
Fucking
Pixar could do that. Pixar would do it really, and they would.
You really want to just beat the hell out of your feels.
They would do it so well though. Like
but it wouldn't even be like a Pixar, like it wouldn't, because Pixar movies are great because they're emotional, they're great characters, but like they're also really funny and like are great for kids and all ages. But like it wouldn't even be that at that point. It'd just be like a fucking
it would
hardcore film.
I'm not
like,
saying
how do you make that funny? You can't.
No, I'm not saying I want an Inside Out sequel. I'm saying it could work.
Yeah, I think
more so than other.
There's enough with that concept. You can do all kinds of stuff. So.
No, but I mean, you said something the other day that like really like got me thinking. I'm just like, oh, that's like you're so right on so many levels. Like, cause our mom got Sing on Blu-ray or whatever, because she's like, I'm a music teacher, so I want this. And you're just like, you just take one look and you're like, this is pure marketing, and I'm just like, you're actually so right. Like,
well, that's what Illumination is like the garbage factory.
It's the
candy store. It's the junk food.
It's like but when you
kids animation.
No, but you're like so right though, because like Despicable Me 3, Twin Snakes. That's people made that like a meme or whatever. But anyway, so Despicable Me 3, Twin Snakes.
Wait, why?
Because that's the premise of the film is that he meets his brother.
Oh.
So it's the Jack and Jill
joke
again.
Right.
And that's not a very good movie.
Okay.
So but anyways, the villain of that movie or whatever is like an 80s homage. So it's it's like parents, here you go. That they got the kids are already sold, but then they got the parents.
Right.
See? It's like
it's a strategic
It's very strategic. Like it's not like and like there's stuff where it's like, oh, isn't that funny? Like the top of his base is a Rubik's Cube. Like it's like I think that's kind of funny, but then like the scene that they're showing it in is terrible and not funny at all. But like and it's just like, no, you almost had me there. But like I've seen enough trailers and movies after trailers to like be able to like kind of put together like, okay, I know I know where this I'm like you just like you know the quality of movie. The quality of movie is going to be from the trailer. Like when it's like there's like a bunch of jokes in a trailer and none of them are funny. It's like those were probably all their best jokes. Like when you watch the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the long haul trailer, you're just like it's just like this is awful.
That's literally just a garbage.
I just looked at a garbage can for 2 minutes. I don't want to look at it for an hour and a half.
What did Illumination do before Despicable Me?
Nothing.
So
I think that was their first movie,
and it's kind of disappointing because the first Despicable is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was
before Illumination became a marketing type.
Exactly. So like it's because of the whole Minion thing.
Yeah, well, it's
exploded.
It was back when they were pure.
It was like the Minions sold like so many toys. They're like, oh, well, just fucking do that. Just make more of that. Look how much money we made from
it sucks
the side characters.
It
in this
sucks
movie.
that they did that though, because it kind of tarnishes.
Yeah, they could have been up there with DreamWorks and like
they could have been making really
Disney
good
and stuff, but it's like no, they're just gonna
really cool animated films. But now they're
I actually saw I've seen the Minions movie start to finish, and I showed. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
Well, I have no interest in seeing it.
Okay, but I showed Danny the one scene that I thought was amazing.
Well, yeah, because it's just a series. The whole movie is just a series of jokes. It doesn't actually have a plot.
but one of them was actually
one of the jokes was really funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you throw just jokes at you for an hour and a half, obviously, like some of them are going to be funny.
But it was like not even like it was like it went somewhere that I didn't think it was going to go. Like it was like oh my gosh, is this a kids movie? Like I'm like, and then like, after it's like oh yeah, it is. But like the initial that initial shock, I'll see if I can find it on YouTube because Hunter kind of has to see that.
Okay. Yeah, but like other than that, I wouldn't
say the movie is worth watching though. Like
no, because other than like a few jokes being good, it's not.
A lot of it's really lazy filmmaking. Like the fact is that they could have done a lot of really clever visual storytelling and stuff, but the movie has a narrator.
Right. Yeah.
I could put together what was going on. They didn't have to tell me what was going on. Like they show basically they show that at first the Minions are like they serve a bunch of different masters and end up actually killing all of them, right? And so there's a lot of on-screen murder. And then they just kind of like go to this like ice cave or whatever, and they just like hang out there for a long time. And then they get like super depressed because they have like no purpose and no master anymore.
Right.
So then 3 of the Minions go off to find a new master, and they didn't need a narrator to tell you any of that because if you saw all that happen,
you would have
you could have put it together. Like kids, I don't think they give kids enough credit.
Yeah.
Mentally.
And I think that's one of the that's why like Pixar does it is like first 10 minutes of Up. Yeah, well, I mean, any of their movies, like, they
don't
talk down to the audience.
No, but, like, that's just, like, it's, like, there's no dialogue, and it just tears your heart out and, like, beats the crap out of it. Yeah. It's like, yeah, sucks to be you. Like,
yeah, like, that's, that alone is worth any price of admission. Like, if the credits just rolled after that, like, no one would complain.
No. Pixar is, like, it's like just another level of like we're gonna make good movies.
I know.
They're gonna kids can watch them, but they're just gonna be good movies. Like,
do you guys want to talk about like animated movies for this episode?
Yeah. Well, we kind of are.
Since we already are.
Yeah, let's
go through all the different studios
and the ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like talk about.
Yeah. What's the other one? Is Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
So they did like Ice Age.
They did Ice Age, right?
Yeah.
Have they done anything else? Epic. Is that the only other movie they've done?
I think so.
Wait, who did the Rio movies?
Oh my gosh.
Was that DreamWorks?
What's the DreamWorks?
DreamWorks makes a couple a year, so I
think it might
any ones that I can't remember which one.
I think it might be Blue Sky.
I typically end up throwing them with DreamWorks.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah,
it doesn't tell you right away, right? It's hard to.
Let me see if I can find
production company.
Did Blue Sky make Rio?
Yeah, it's Blue Sky.
Okay. I found this on the web. Blue Sky make Rio?
No, they made it. They did.
Okay.
They did.
Yes.
So that's the other thing. That movie had a sequel. Did you know that?
Yeah, that one had a sequel.
Did you know that when you cast your insecure bird as Lex Luthor, he's not very good.
he's not really good at one of those roles.
No, so you could we could just look. We could just go through. So what were the other ones? This Blue Sky, DreamWorks. What is DreamWorks done lately? I mean,
lately, I don't know. I think the last one I saw was How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah,
That was a few years ago.
Which was a few years ago. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But yeah, Blue Sky kind of not really much. They did Rio. They did the first Ice Age, which was good, and then each Ice Age got progressively worse since then.
Yeah.
And there's been like 10 or something now.
I don't even know if the first Ice Age is good. I mean, like it's.
Well, I haven't seen it in
No.
years, but I remember it being.
served its
really
purpose of.
I think it is good. It's got heart, you know.
Yeah,
It's about
yeah,
it's about like family and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And there's a part where remember when this is why this one is good because I'm remembering it now. So there's a part where they go into like a cave, and there's all these like cave drawings, and they're like cave drawings of like the humans and the mammoths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like they like realize that the main mammoth guy like lost his family because they were all killed by humans.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, this is actually like a character. Like he actually has like a real character moment there.
Yeah.
And then they like fucking got rid of all that in the subsequent Ice Age movies. Also, there was humans in the first Ice Age, and they just disappeared from the rest of them.
The same thing happened to Blue Sky that happened to Illumination, where they made a bunch of money off the first movie that they didn't expect, so they just pumped out more of them.
Oh shit! Okay, because I was about to say that DreamWorks is kind of like the Diet Pixar, and that they've
different.
They've never really like gone straight to like full on like Illumination. They've never gone full Illumination, but like DreamWorks did the Boss Baby.
Dang it.
Yeah.
But here's where DreamWorks
and Trolls.
That's
the last 2 years.
DreamWorks is different though, because at least how they started
and
some of their like,
they did Turbo. That was good.
Hey, even some of the more recent.
Some of them are good.
Have been really good.
I think a lot of them are good.
Yeah.
And here's what DreamWorks is. They're not like a garbage company or anything like. They're the anti-Disney. They're different because they like purposely do the opposite of what Disney doing, especially with the earlier stuff like Shrek and
basically all of what you. So we were getting that all of DreamWorks films are like basically like tackling tropes and stuff.
Yeah, they tackle the tropes of
screw you, Disney.
Of anything.
Yeah,
and a lot of them do will tackle the tropes of other genres too, because Megamind.
They're all about like unexpected heroes, basically.
Yeah, Megamind is like tackling the superhero tropes, and like Kung Fu Panda is like kung fu movie tropes and stuff like that. So like, and I think a lot of their movies have actually been really solid.
Okay.
It's just like they keep making
a
lot of them don't need sequels, you know.
But How to Train Your Dragon and the second one, as forgettable as the second one is, like the first one's actually a solid film.
Yeah, the first one's like really good.
No, it's
DreamWorks has made a lot of movies. Like
the second one didn't know what it wanted to be.
Now.
It's basically the first one again.
It's the first one again. Two, it's like trying to be this huge epic.
Yeah.
But then they beat the bad guy with friendship. So I don't know what they're exactly going for there. Right. But like also like Kung Fu Panda 2 was like really really good, and so was the first Kung Fu Panda. So like I think
I haven't seen the third one, and that one's really good.
It didn't look that good to me.
Really? Okay.
At least I don't know. Like I like the premise. The premise makes sense because of how they set it up.
It's got Lex Luthor in it.
In the second one,
right?
The real Lex Luthor.
The real Lex Luthor.
What's his name?
I am the danger.
Yeah. I still think that theory that Jeremy Jahns had, where he's like, I bet how they got Jesse Eisenberg went something like this, like, oh, who should we get for Lex Luthor? Oh, dude, you got to get Heisenberg. That would be so good. Oh, Jesse Eisenberg? Okay.
It seems like the whole anti-Disney thing sort of like worked for them at first.
And then I think they kind of
because they started out in the late '90s, like making, and late '90s, early 2000s was when Disney was like really in tough times. Like they weren't making good movies.
That's when Disney like kind of dipped down in quality for a few years.
You know, like they have a bunch of like
The Wild.
Yeah, no.
Anyone remember Bolt?
I do. I do.
Yeah, it was like The Wild and Madagascar came out the same year.
Yeah, they kept doing that too, which was really weird.
The thing with Disney that I find I often forget is that they have a whole bunch of like live action movies directed towards kids.
Yeah.
But then they also have like a couple like really good live action movies, like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, they've had Pirates of the Caribbean and other movies, but only Pirates of the Caribbean.
The first Pirates of the Caribbean is like a really good film.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. It's great. Just filmmaking, like it's just like it's like this is so weird.
Like that's in my top 10. Is that
like this is a Disney movie though. Yeah. But like it's all practical effects, like all actual like boats on water. Like you know the scene when Jack's on a boat that's sinking.
There's a lot of CGI
but the scene when Jack's on a boat that's sinking towards a dog, he's actually standing on it. Like it's like, but it's never like. Sure, there's CGI. Like, I bet there is CGI somewhere, but it's
all the skeleton guys.
No, but like, all are but like, are they on a boat set or are they on an actual boat in an actual water?
Well, yeah, I mean they're on. Well, probably a lot of the time it's a set, but
I'm sure.
But it never looks terrible.
Right, but it all works really well.
Yeah, and they go to a real island for the part where they're on the island. I'm pretty sure that's a real island.
Oh yeah,
I'm
or
sure.
at least it's on a beach.
Yeah. Like it's certain things like that. Like I feel like practical effects is what separates a movie from being like
an Alice in Wonderland.
No. It separates it from being like it's the difference between something that's going to be like outdated in a few years or a class or like an actual like classic.
That's a good point because practical effects, as long as they put all the time and effort needed into making it look real,
it will
don't
never
really date. Where CGI gets better every year, so if they do a subpar job on it, then it shows.
Oh, the Basilisk and Harry Potter too is so good.
Yeah, because most of it is practical effects. Yeah. There's only a few CGI shots.
Yeah, and like because you don't like, and that's the thing with like a lot of the Harry Potter stuff is a lot of it's like just kind of like CGI just kind of assaulting your face with
Harry
CGI.
Potter.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, but like it's like I find that a lot more. I find something that's practical a lot more intimidating.
Are you talking about the later movies?
No, I'm talking that the Basilisk. I found the Basilisk a lot more scary than the Hungarian Horntail.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I thought the dragon in the 7th one.
That one's awesome.
Right, great.
Yeah, the dragon.
But even all the CGI in the original Harry wasn't that great.
Okay, yeah, the first Harry Potter, all the CGI is garbage.
Yeah, like the three-headed dog looks pretty bad.
If you're doing a movie,
all the Quidditch stuff looks horrible.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, on the troll, it's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's like PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it's PlayStation graphics. But as soon as it's the second movie, like they fix all that. So I think it was just like budgetary, like for the time, like where like once they got into the rhythm of it, they did like they were able to fix those problems.
Yeah, and it was like a first go because I don't think there were many like young adults.
No, that wasn't a thing yet.
Young adult movies,
fucking fantasy movies wasn't even like a genre.
Yeah,
that it was made except in like the silent era when they were doing like Tarzan and like fucking Robin Hood and stuff like that. But like fantasy movies hadn't been around for years.
What about Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings was the same time.
It was around the
2001-ish was when the first Harry Potter.
You know what's interesting is that Lord of the Rings trilogy is 2001, 2, and 3. So is the Spy Kids trilogy. So that's why I think Elijah Wood was in Spy Kids 3.
Well, yeah, it would have been.
Because he would have been super popular, right? So
that's true.
Pretty big.
Yeah. So when he's the guy, people are like, "Hey, I watched Lord of the Rings. That's cool."
You know the way they shot Lord of the Rings, right?
They shot it all.
They shot it all at once.
Production was all at once.
It was all shot in 1999, and then they spent 2 years editing it.
You would have had to
in 2000.
They would have had like 10 hours of footage, like
and so over the next like 4 years, they edited and the 3 movies.
It would have been it would have been solid. Like it would have been like 30 hours. I'm dumb. Like, it would have been ridiculous. Like,
have you seen the special features of Peter Jackson in like working on the third Hobbit?
Where he's like, well, so we ad-libbed this scene, and we also ad-libbed this scene. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
That's what my friend was telling me, like, that was something impressive. I'm like, I guess it is, but like...
It's impressive when you like watch the movie and you're like, this feels like a mess, and then you like look at the special features, it's like, how did they make anything out of this? Because he's literally like, okay, so I would get on set and I would like just sit there for like a couple hours and think about like what I'm gonna do, and then I would
sounds like the production of a Harry Potter.
And then I would just like half-ass direct, like, let's try this, let's do that, and like,
really,
like, yeah, literally, you can like find this online.
Because if you look at the special features for the first, like for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it's so like planned
everything's
out.
planned out, and like
I'm sure for
massive. It's like a machine.
Yeah.
Like, it's all.
I'm sure for
but it's like totally like half-assed. Like he had no idea what he was doing when he was full on directing that movie.
No, I can feel when watching King Kong, you can feel like the Peter Jackson one that he actually like he's like, I wanted to do this and this and this. Like you feel like he's like, first goal number 1, recreate the 30s. Yeah. I'm gonna bring you into the world of the 30s, and then I'm gonna bring you into the world of King Kong and these characters. I'm gonna get you invested in these characters, and then I'm gonna put a gorilla in this movie.
And also like he was a huge fan of the original King Kong.
Yeah,
so, like
he does it.
The love for that like kind of shines through.
No, but he does. He just does that movie justice so well. Like, and it's just, and he really hasn't done a lot of movies. Like he's like you look at his filmography.
He's done like 3.
You look at his filmography. It's
Peter Jackson or King Kong and The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. That's his entire filmography.
Well, his major motion pictures.
Yeah, and there's some short films and stuff.
He's done a bunch of independent films.
He threw money
like a bunch of B movies.
Yeah. Like, he threw money at Neil Blomkamp to make District 9, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's produced a bunch of stuff, which most of it's turned out pretty good. I think.
Yeah. So, like thinking back, like a really big problem with the Hobbit trilogy is that it doesn't seem like it was planned out very well, like the Lord of the Rings was. He planned it out years, like a year or two before he started shooting. He planned the whole thing out.
Yeah.
And then it seems like with the Hobbit, they sort of just went with it as they were making it, which was
the first one. I think the first one was mostly planned.
Maybe they planned it out a bit.
The first one is because it has.
Well, the first one also follows the book the closest.
Yeah,
and actually has like a somewhat complete story within itself.
But it's like, okay, how do I make 3 movies out of this relatively short
It's like
book?
when you're writing an essay and you kind of have like 2 points that are like pretty good, and you don't have a third point. So the first one you're like, yes, I did it. Second one you're like, okay, I'm a little like, I can do this. Like, yeah, no, I got it together. I think I got it together at the end. Third one, you're just grasping at straws. Like, you're really just bullshitting it, and then you're like, there's my essay, and then people read it, and you're like, well, where did you go wrong? Like, did you sit on the set for 2 hours before you wrote this paragraph? Like,
it feels sort of like the prequels,
exactly the
prequel where it seems like he had
director who made
George Lucas. He had all these years to plan out the prequel trilogy and get it all right, and then of course it doesn't seem like that at all. It seems like I
love the footage of George Lucas sitting down in a chair in 1994. It's like, time to write Star Wars prequel trilogy.
Yeah,
I have no ideas.
That's what he says. Like, all I need is an idea. Or something like that.
I forget what it was. I think it was like
all I need is an idea.
It was some like extra or something.
I feel
on Star Wars Episode 3.
Yeah,
where
I've seen too many of those special features.
Where it was some big fan of the original trilogy.
Yeah,
and they were filming the last like big scene of the movie where like Anakin's dying and like in pain.
You were the chosen one.
And he's like, and they filmed it so that Obi-Wan just walks away.
Yeah,
and doesn't grab the lightsaber. So the extra had to remind George Lucas, hey, maybe we should film a shot of him picking up the lightsaber so that he can give it to Luke later. And he's like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about that. Thanks. and it's like, oh my god, he really had no idea.
Thank God for that fan.
Yeah.
When I was watching,
almost ruined.
When I was like,
like 5 or 6. Like I'm like 5 when I first saw episode 3. Like when I saw Obi-Wan pick up the lightsaber, I'm like, yo, this guy's a genius. Like George Lucas, George Lucas is brilliant. Like he's like, there's like no continuity errors, and like, but like this, like, yo, this is like this 6-movie thing is like, it's so cool. Like and like, keep in mind I'm 5, right? Like it's like, yes, you impressed a 5-year-old, but like, you know, once you grow a brain, it's kind of like, you know, it's a lot more, and it feels more like Obi-Wan saw the original trilogy, so he knows he needs to have Anakin's lightsaber. So he's like, maybe I should pick this up, like, because I have to give it to Luke later, like, it's like, because there's no reason for him to like to steal it. Like, what? It's like, I'll give it. It's like, why are you taking my wife? I'll give it to your son someday. Why? So that I can convince him to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole situation was not well thought out. Because it's like, I'm told by the Jedi Council to kill Anakin, and so when he's finally looks like he's dying, instead of, you know, mercifully killing him, I'm just letting him burn in agony and like just hope he dies.
Just let him cook to death.
But maybe it's supposed to be like the like, oh, he loves him too much to not kill him. Like,
but they could have done it a better way.
He loved you. Or
like
something.
It really seems like he's dead. Like,
yeah. He could have been
Right.
not breathing, and then Palpatine's like, yeah, let me. Like, what if he was actually dead, and then Palpatine defibrillates him with Force lightning?
Or what if he has the power that he says he has, which is like he could bring people back.
That would be cool.
And so he actually.
What if that is the power though? It's just Force lightning.
No, here's a better way to fix it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Palpatine.
Because they don't have. So
Palpatine's like, I can stop the ones you love from dying.
Yeah.
So Vader's there, like, dead, and that's why Anakin leaves. Yeah. Palpatine comes back, brings him back to life. So Vader's like a zombie now.
Yeah.
And that's why he needs, like, this suit to sustain him.
Yeah.
And also, like, the Emperor used, like, all that force to energy to bring him back. So he's like, I'm sorry I couldn't bring back Padme, like, because I used all that energy to bring you back, and that's why, like, we can't do the thing that you wanted to do now. It's too late for Padme. We can't.
And then he says
that wraps up that.
Yeah. And then instead of saying instead of saying like, or like, instead of getting all mad and stuff, he's like, okay, like I understand that. Yeah. Now all that's left is the Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're like, and then they both kind of look at the Death Star being built, like, yes, this is going to be amazing. This original trilogy is going to kick ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. That's such a like simple thing that like makes it so much better. Like
when she's like when you start poking at the plot hole, it's just like 100 things that could have been better if they like just changed like 1 or 2 things.
Yeah. No, that's like.
But to be fair, it is a lot harder to like write an actual movie.
Episode 3 is a mess
to just like
film.
Poke at. So.
We always get back to Star Wars.
What?
We always get back to Star Wars.
No, yeah, this podcast is pretty much just Star Wars.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
we were talking about Peter Jackson at one point, but we started with Shawshank.
Then we were like, okay, let's do an episode on animation, and then we're like, let's just talk about Star Wars.
I know that was. I don't know if it's a good idea to deem an episode about something unless we actually have like lots of. Unless we know we're not going to get sidetracked. Because we did an episode about How I Met Your Mother, and we didn't get sidetracked. We talked about How I Met Your Mother basically the entire time. So, I mean, we kind of nailed that. Go us. Hi, Katie.
Do you guys have any thoughts? The only other animation studio that we didn't really talk about was, like, Disney themselves and, like, the actual Disney movies.
I'm not a big fan.
Do you have any thoughts on those ones? On at least, like, the modern ones?
They're okay.
I think it's a terrible idea. Well, I don't like remaking every Disney movie in live action. I think it's
that I think is stupid.
That's kind of pure.
Just and my friend Carter, he does like a blog and stuff, and he reviewed Beauty and the Beast, and he's just like, this is terrible. Like,
it's terrible.
Well, he think because like I'm like it's like, oh yeah, sure, it's good because it's like this thing is like the original, but it's just pure like, how much money can we get by making a live action version of Beauty and the Beast? And it's like I'm like, is it just like pure like Disney, like, let's see how much money we get. He's like, yeah, it's that. So,
right. So it's true. Disney's a business first and a entertainment studio second.
The thing is that when people, like, because I see, like, all kinds of, like, everyone has an opinion nowadays, right? So you see all these kinds of
those
things.
Those fuckers with opinions.
No, but like I just see people on like with things like Facebook. I see people like it's like, oh, I'm gonna go see Beauty and the Beast and stuff because I liked it when I was a kid and it's new, and it's like that's exactly how they reel you in.
Yeah,
like, it's not gonna be. What do you expect? Like, do you want it to be different or the same? Like the thing with remakes is that
it just has to be different enough that it's not exactly the same.
I feel like Disney's losing,
but keeping all the things that you like.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing is that they're not. They know, like, the point of a remake of a film is to inject new life into a story that you thought wasn't told properly or should have been told a different way.
Yeah,
and
or could have been told
a different way. And the thing with the problem with remakes today and what Disney is doing is they're just like, no, we're doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be but it's in live action. Oh,
it's the same thing again.
Yeah, it's the same.
Just do the same thing again.
And they're kind of missing the point of what a remake is supposed to be.
Well, no, because it's not about.
It's not about that.
It's not about that.
It's just about money.
It's just about making money.
So they know what a remake's supposed to be. They just don't care.
Yeah, it's just because like that's a huge thing now. Is one, studios want blockbusters, movies that. They don't want to just make small investments. They want huge returns. They want their billion-dollar movies.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the best way that studios feel that is by brand recognition and like established properties. They're not going to take a risk on something new when Beauty and the Beast is going to do well because people have already heard of Beauty and the Beast. Mm-hmm. And so even if people have, but something new like maybe. I'm trying to think of one. Split is an example, but even that has ties to another property.
And I feel like
that was unknown.
And with the whole
so
the whole concept got a lot of actual like mainstream attention. Because I remember I told you about I had on a previous episode I had like a sub rant about normies who don't watch movies and my frustration with Split. But the fact is that that they did a completely random movie, completely separate from any other franchise, in title, right? Completely original idea.
Yeah,
got mainstream audience. Like,
it's true.
What's up with that?
And it did really well for like $5 million,
$9 million,
whatever. Still,
that's pretty.
It still made a few $100 million, which is like way more than you could. Mm-hmm. Like that's a huge profit, off of a $10 million investment.
Yeah,
and like that's what I feel that studios should do that more. Because even if Split didn't have the connection to the previous movie, it still would be great on its own, and it still would have been just as successful.
Right.
How many people saw the movie after finding out the plot twist, and that made them want to go see it? Yeah. Probably not that many.
No.
But people just actually being interested in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see it.
We watched it. Was it like on your birthday, or was it close to your?
It would have been close to it.
It was close to it. I was like, hey, this looks cool. I kind of want to see it. Shyamalan made a thriller. Yeah, and he's good at those.
Ed James McAvoy.
I heard it was
a really good actor.
I heard the twist was cool. Do you want to see it? And I'm like, sure. It's like that was good, and then it ended like that was the best movie ever.
Right. Yeah. If it
Hunter, you have to see this movie. And then we took you to see it.
If it was a studio movie, like if it was like a Disney made movie, they might market it as a movie that is connected to Unbreakable.
They probably would.
They would.
And so because it doesn't feel like that, it relies on word of mouth to. And that's how movies should succeed, is through word of mouth.
Through being a good movie?
Through being, yes. Through
just being good enough that people actually...
movies so that people are like, wow, this is really great, I should tell people about it. And
hey, you guys should see the show.
Yeah, you guys should see this movie.
It's really good.
Can I do my rant on... I'll do a mini rant on the stop making Fast and Furious movies, please.
Yeah.
So there's this meme where it's like a guy protesting the making of the Fast and Furious movies, and it got me triggered a little bit because there are so many garbage franchises out there that make billions of dollars and should die. But Fast and Furious is not one of them.
Yeah,
because it's got so many good things about it.
Yeah,
and it's self-aware. It's just for fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's got a diverse cast.
Yeah,
which like no other franchise has. You got to have a white male lead in every other like one.
And it's got like Vin Diesel, who's vaguely ethnic, and then The Rock, who is vaguely ethnic. You know, it had an Asian character for a while. Yeah.
It's got like a couple black characters. Like it's actually like there's no other franchise where like Marvel movies. It's like they finally brought in like Black Panther, you know, recently, and he's gonna get a movie, but it took them like 10 years to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
And like they've had other characters too, but they're all side characters, of course.
Right. And some of them, and like half the side characters are like Spanish.
In
Fast and Furious.
In Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's they pull them in from all over, and like the action's generally great and fun.
Yeah.
And like it's
usually well done.
It's also like it's not based off anything too, which is actually something to commend because that's one thing that everything is now is just like based on a book or based on a comic or but like. Or based on an 80s property. But, like, things like Transformers. They're on the 5th Transformers movie, and it's going to make $1 billion.
Right.
Even though everyone says the Transformer movies are terrible.
Yeah.
But teenagers always go and see them. So it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Those are the franchises that should die, because, like, they're the ones
Michael Bay is, like, the ultimate scumbag film director. Because Michael Bay. Because he knows how to make a good movie and intentionally chooses not to.
How much do you think he actually knows how to make a good movie?
The Rock.
Yeah, but that's one movie.
I know, but then
lots of filmmakers have made one good movie and many bad ones.
I know, but he's like, what makes me money? Making a garbage film. Okay, I'll just keep making garbage because it makes me money.
Well, yeah, but he's unapologetic. He's not trying to make good movies. Right. It's different.
Yeah,
I don't actually care. Like, I don't actually hate Michael Bay.
Mm-mm.
I just like hate the studios that pump out garbage. That. Like, just make because
garbage factory.
He's like he's
Illumination.
Exactly like those where it's like they're not. It's a product. It's not like an art. You know.
Yeah.
Right. Or, I don't know if I'd call Fast and Furious an art, but it's like it's exactly what it's supposed to be. Like it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like the Transformers movies take themselves like way too seriously. And like there's so many movies where it's just like, oh, it's a thing you liked from the 80s. We're going to remake it in live action. Go see it. Oh, I've heard of that before. I'll go watch it. $1 billion, even though it's a garbage film. You know?
Do you have any?
Yeah, I completely agree. I love the direction that Fast and Furious has been going so fast.
Yeah, I think they should end it at 10 movies because it'll start to like decline too much in quality from then. I think, and they should go to space in the last movie. That's what I think. Because like it's like you literally can't top that because
they do like a space chase.
Yeah, they do like a spaceship chase scene.
Alright,
or like a Rainbow
Road. Into your...
Oh, they should do like a Rainbow Road thing.
Yeah.
They have to like disarm a satellite or something,
they drive cars on a satellite
onto like satellites, and
they satellite jump. They satellite jump their
to
cars.
Another one or something.
That would be amazing.
It would just be so like, and it's like you can't get more cheesy than that. You can't get more ridiculous than that. And then it just like that's just
no, because they have to stop. They have to stop like some satellite from like doing some. What if Cypher is the villain of the like this trilogy? Because she gets away at the end,
right? Yeah. So
like, what if Cypher's like, oh, she's gonna use the satellite to it's gonna set up an EMP or nuclear missiles, something that'll kill the world, basically, right? So they have to save those. Basically, there's some satellite that's gonna destroy the world, and because it's she's so like good with like tech and stuff. Like Ramsey's like, oh, I can't just hack into it and stop it. Right. We have to actually go up there and stop it. It's like so they try like launching a missile and then it doesn't work. It's like looks like we're gonna have to do it the only way we know how to do it with our cars, and then they have to get
Vin Diesel in a spacesuit has to like get out and like fight and him and The Rock have to like fight like two other guys.
Yeah, and they like punch each other in
with
space.
like wrenches and
Two gorillas hit each other with wrenches.
the funny thing about a space fight.
Space always wins. It's an airlock. Smashes it. Boom.
He gets sucked in.
They suck a couple guys into space, but because The Rock and Vin Diesel are so jacked, they can stay. They can just hold on like Ripley at the end of Aliens.
Yeah.
So Shawshank Redemption.
Good, but not the best movie of all time.